Hello, dear students. I decided to prepare this short video to explain you the main characteristics of educating within Erasmus Plus, and also I'd like to explain you uh, some usual problems to avoid these situations in the future. I have prepared a short presentation for you. Now I'm sharing it. So let's begin. My name is Pavlo Brin. I'm professor of Department Station, and within the following several minutes, I will present you the general ideas of Erasmus Plus mobility. Generally, what is Erasmus? Erasmus means that every student has a right to go abroad, to have a scholarship at a partner university, and the scholarship is from 800 to 850 per month. It depends on the country. In some countries, scholarship is 800, and in some countries, the scholarship is 800 euros and also usually it is possible to have a dormitory. It is the student also has all the trips costs refunded, but not more than. Also, it depends on the distance on the country. Usually, it is 275 euros. Then it is possible to have some food support, I would say, and in some cases it is even for free. And why it is very interesting for students, because you can travel all over Europe, because the scholarship is completely enough, not only for staying at dormitory at some country, but also it will be completely possible to travel, I would say, maybe every weekend. What do you need to to use these to use this possibility? You have to be our student. Actually, our target audience is our English-speaking program or programs. We have two now. You have to know English at the level of B2, and it must be certified by a certificate. Sometimes we can make an exception for students for our English taught program. And your average score, average grade must be higher than 4.5. And certainly you shouldn't have grades D or E. What do you need to begin the program? First of all, you need to have a valid international passport, and the passport must be valid not only until the date, the end of the mobility, but the passport must be valid for, 6 months after the mobility. Then you must have about 600 euros to invest. What does it mean to invest? It means that you will have your scholarship in the country. And first of all, you have to buy airplane tickets. And it's not like that you will have the money just having come to the country. No, it takes some time. So thereafter, the money will be get usually in 2 or 3 weeks, and believe me, believe my experience, that you need food for these 2 or 3 weeks. That's why you must have some financial support, and also you have to pay deposit for the dormitory. Usually it means it is not the payment for dormitory, it is like something like an insurance, that if you damage something, this damage will be covered by this money. Normally, if you will not if you not damage anything, the money will be returned. And what is the most crucial thing, that the student must be responsible and accurate. Actually, last year we had very big problems with some students, not with their intelligence. They were quite smart, I would say, but they were really irresponsible and not accurate, and that's why we set the rule that if we see any part of irresponsible behavior in a student, so we are asking the student to change his or her behavior and to apply next time. It doesn't mean that we say no, we don't need, it's not possible to apply anymore, but you see that it is very difficult for me and for other staff to work with responsible students. I will explain a little bit later what does it mean irresponsible in our case. So we have to, if you want to be a part of our team, if you want to communicate, if you want to have our help, you have to be responsible. You have to follow all the rules of the procedure. And if you want that it is possible for you not to follow the rules, okay, but not with us. Actually, to begin the application procedure, you have to prepare CV, curriculum vitae. It must be prepared in the form of Europass with photo. You can Google and you can find it. And actually, in our library chat, I'm always presenting you the appropriate form. And it must be signed by the applicant to certify that everything is true. And actually, you have to understand that the worst situation is that you wrote something wrong. Usually, if it is discovered, nobody wants to work with the person who lies. Then you have to prepare the cover letter. Also, it must be signed by the applicant. Cover letter means that you have to prove that it will be really beneficial for you, and what is more important, not only for you, but for your university, for your country, and for the partner university if you visit this university. Usually it must be prepared transcript of records. Sometimes we ask it, sometimes not, but usually we ask to prepare transcript of records. It means that transcript of records, it is the list of all the subject you have taken within your study with the grades. And it must be provided English a language certificate, B2 or higher. And as an exception for our English taught program, it is possible to certify your knowledge of English by the certificate issued by your foreign language teacher. Generally, there are two ways of international activity. The first way is provided by your department. I'm speaking now about international activities provided by me. And why I decided to create this screen, just to explain you that when we are thinking about the first option, I'm not helping you, but I'm evaluating your responsibility, your knowledge, etc. There are a lot of other possibilities for you. Actually, you can visit the international activities folder in our international link in our official site of HAPI, and you find a lot of possibilities. In all these possibilities, to use all these possibilities, you can ask my help. Usually students who need some support, you can ask in our Viber chat about Erasmus Plus. Okay, we need your piece of advice, and usually I help this student. Actually, usually, always. Okay, always. But when we are speaking about the first option, provided your activities provided by your department, in this situation, I'm evaluating you, and I have to understand that it will be no problem with me to work with you, because when I am sending a student to Slovenia, for example, I'm responsible for the student, for the grades the student gets in Slovenia, for preparing all the documents, and the student must come back during the period which is written in the learning agreement. Okay, and if I see in this situation that the student wants not to follow the rules, I see that it is a problem for me to work with a student, and I say no. I'm sorry. However, it does mean that it's not possible to apply to the call anymore. Yes, it is possible, but please do it not this time, but next time. And usually I'm okay, not usually, but always I explain the mistakes, the crucial mistakes. And regarding the second options, not connected with our department, actually I don't care. Maybe somebody like to spend time on irresponsible students, so I don't care. I don't care. So I will provide some tips during this presentation, and regarding the tips. If you want to communicate with me, it is a must. If you want to communicate with other persons, I am strongly recommending you to follow these rules, but it depends, it depends. What are the stages of application procedure? First of all, it is call announcement. It means that I will provide you the information that we have some scholarships to some country. And I'm inviting everybody to apply to this call. Students have to prepare the first set of documents to be evaluated. It is CV, it is a cover letter or motivation letter. It must be prepared, must be sent international passport, and also it must be sent the transcript of records, the list of grades. Why? I said usually it depends. Usually it depends on the on some on conditions of this very call. Sometimes we need to ask more documents. Sometimes we need less documents. But please follow to the rules. For example, some students decided not to send me international passport, and in the call everything is written, dear students. It is written, it is mentioned the form of the document. For example, if we need a PDF, it's not possible to send JPEG or something like that. If it is mentioned that it must be signed, it must be signed. Nobody accept your documents without your signature if it is obligated. If some document is mentioned, you have to support this document. For example, some students decided not to support international passport. I have to upload it. That's why if I don't have it, so it's not possible for me to complete these procedures. That's all. So I have to reject these. I have to reject this applicant. And regarding the international passport, please scan it horizontally, not vertically. It means that me, if speaking about me, and if speaking about a person in our partner university, we need to get the information from the passport and to input it into several forms, and it's very inconvenient if you scan these vertically, and it's very difficult to read it. That's why I'm asking to scan a passport horizontally as we are reading it. Then it must be conducted an interview with Erasmus coordinator in English. It is written in English, but everything in English in our program. Actually, it's not the obligated part for those students who are my students. I'm communicating with the students in English, and I feel the level of English of every student. You know, anyway, you are right. You are going to the country without understanding, without knowing even Cyrillic letters, and I must be sure that it will be possible for you to study in a foreign university. That's why if I see that your knowledge of English is not appropriate, but it means not you never can take part. It means just that you have to train, and that's all. And for students from not from our department, but not from our English program, you have to support the certificate, official certificate. It could be IELTS, TOEFL, EPTIS, or any to certify your level of English at level B2 or higher, because it is rather big stress to have education in English if you are studying here in Ukrainian. That's why it is an obligation for those students. Then we have to prepare some technical documents. The list is rather long, but it's not serious. And then it is a confirmation from the foreign university, and usually I'm trying to send more applicants, documents of applicants than we have scholarships, because usually university has some extra money. So for example, if now we have 2 scholarships, actually it is possible to send 3, and maybe if we are lucky, these scholarships, it will be provided 1 extra scholarship. Then you have to, haven't got the confirmation from the university, you have to create visa. Yes, I know that you have a new biometric passports, but you are going to stay for a long period in European Union. That's why anyway you have to get some special visa, and haven't got the visa and haven't bought the tickets, the trip is began. And now I'd like to present you some important tips, and generally I will say it again, that if you want to communicate with me, it is a rule, but believe me, it is the normal rules of communicating. So first of all, you have to write in the same communicator. It is very usual mistake of a student to use another communicators. For example, I'm writing you in our Viber chat, and some students think that they are selected ones, and it is possible to write me in the evening or during night time. No, it's completely impossible. I'm just blocking such students, and that's all. So please use the same type of communication as the person who you want to communicate with. Then, if you are sending some documents, you shouldn't say empty emails, only attachments, and that's all. It must be topic of your letter, it must be some words, and I will explain what words must be written. But if you are sending empty email, it means that it's very unpolite. You have to check your English. I'm strongly recommending you to prepare the letter as a Word file, doc file, for example, and then copy your text from the file to the letter. And in the letter, I'm stressing one more time that it shouldn't be empty. First of all, it must be greeting, it could be hello, it could be more formal. If you're addressing me, it is completely enough, dear Pavlo, or professor, or something like that, but it must be any greeting. Then it must be introduction of yourself, especially if you're writing me for the first time. You have to present yourself. Okay, I'm a student from some group, and my name and surname is the following. Then you have to present the main purpose of the letter. For example, if you are sending the documents, you have to write that I'd like to apply to the program, blah, blah, blah. and then it could be something at the end of the letter, just regards or something like that. And why it is necessary? Because if speaking about me personally, every day I'm getting about from 30 to 40 emails. From this quantity, rather crucial are not less than 20, not less than 20 every day, every working day. And if I don't see the topic of the letter, for example, in the list, the letter could be missed, And if I see that somebody sends me, for example, empty letters, I understand that this person doesn't know how to communicate, and with the big probability this person is very unpolite. Then I strongly recommend you. It's connected with only small percentage of student, and it's very good that this year we don't have this problem, but you have to create an appropriate image. Your mailbox must be created as your name to let the addresser understand only from the list of the mails that this is the letter from Ivan Petrov, but not from the Nate Dragon. Then it should be an appropriate image, and also I strongly recommend you to create a good email. Usually it is your name and your surname. Or you can use your corporate email. It is the best. It stresses that you are following the corporate culture. And if you are applying to any other program, it is very big plus, believe me, that you are applying from your corporate email. And it means also that your organization is rather strong and to support every student with corporate email. And you have to understand that you shouldn't deliver problems to the person you contact. For example, you have to understand that you are not the selected one, and there are a lot of person to contact this very person. In our situation is me. So if somebody writes me, sends me, for example, a letter without some document or without some text, it is difficult for me to understand. For example, some lady sends me the letter without the group, and I didn't understand generally who it was, and I had to spend time. So please understand, you have to follow all the rules. If you are not following the rules, you are spending my time, and I don't want to spend my free time on you. Now I'm recording this video spending my free time, but I do hope that it will definitely help me to avoid some problems in future. I'd like to present you the most usual communicational mistakes. The biggest problem is not reading carefully the provided information. Usually, I try to explain everything. And for example, if you read that it must be sent just 3 documents. Please send me these 3 documents, not 4 and not 2. If I see that a student, for example, sent me the wrong documents, generally it could be 2 explanations of this situation. The first is that the student doesn't know English, and it is very bad, and it means that it's not possible to study at a foreign university for this very student. And the second problem is that the student thinks, okay, I don't care, okay, it's not okay. For example, he asked me to prepare PDF and I sent JPEG, or he asked me to prepare the signed version and I don't care, I will not sign it, and if somebody needs, they will ask me again. It means that the student is irresponsible, and understand that in future it will be a problem to communicate with the students. So I'm always saying to the students, okay, I'm sorry, next time. And I'm stressing that if you made a mistake, usually I'm explaining a mistake for everybody, but it doesn't mean that you are my enemy. It means just that you have to work on your responsibility or on your English, and you can try next time. Sometimes students use poor or bad English in documents. It's unacceptable, totally unacceptable. So if I see the big mistakes in your cover letter, I have to reject it. You know, it is, you can make some mistakes in your speaking, and the same about me. I understand that my English is not perfect, but when you are writing, when you are preparing just one page, it must be very accurate. It must be very accurate. Then sometimes students present me the good cover letters, but it is bad English in emails, and I understand that they just asked somebody to prepare cover letters for them. Then students likes to load contact person on me with some problems. Okay, general rule is I'm not speaking with you about my problems, and you don't explain me your problems. That is the rule. So please discuss, regarding the problem that it's not possible to prepare the document, to send it within deadline because of blah, blah, blah. No, it's not possible. Believe me, I'm a very busy person, but you don't know about it. So let's keep it like this. Sometimes people don't check the email or don't reply emails. It is also inappropriate. Generally, I didn't see these practice for last 2 years, but actually I'd like to speak about it also. And sometimes the problem is very short cover letters. A cover letter should contain 1 page. It should be 1 page generally, and it must show your intent to study abroad, and also it must show your good English. And that's why it shouldn't be more than 1 page, but it should be 1 full page of text. And I do hope that you this information was really beneficial for you. And I do hope that if you spend this time for watching this video, you will definitely visit foreign country, maybe not this semester, maybe not next semester, sorry, but maybe next academic year. But the general rule in our department is that everybody who really wanted to study abroad, they managed to do it. What does it mean, wanted in this context? It means that if a student says just, okay, I want to study abroad, but to study abroad, you have to follow the rules. And if you want to study, but you don't want to follow the rules, it means that you don't want to study abroad. And for example, okay, no examples today, but I wish you good luck, and I do hope that everybody understands this information, and everybody has at least one mobility within the period of study. Thank you for watching.